how to use Battle.net.
Yes, Blythe seems to have a little bit of trouble joining the game.
Yep.
Luckily for him, he's probably better at playing StarCraft than he is at joining games. But
Apparently
on
he's
his
downloading the
defense,
map really slowly. That's why. He's on 66%. I would have thought that he'd have better internet over there.
but apparently the map is like 60 megabytes,
Yeah.
and he's from Ukraine, so
Does that mean he has
it's
to pedal to get his internet?
well, normally they're pretty good, but I don't know. There's so many riots going on that
That's actually true, yeah. God knows what could be going on over there.
let's just hope he makes
there
it
you
into
are.
this game so we can actually get going and watch some awesome ZVZ action because both of these players are rather good at ZVZ, and it's definitely going to be a very good match.
I would certainly tend to agree with that. Bly's at 85% now, but yeah, you're right. Ukraine usually has pretty good internet, but considering the events that have been going on over there lately, it's actually surprising that anyone still has internet at this point.
Yeah, we're lucky that he can actually even come out and play this game because
Yeah.
there could be people burning his house or something like that. But
Jeez, yeah, it's been ridiculous over there lately. I'm hoping that everyone is okay. And I believe the president is now in exile, or at least on the run, so Lord knows, it's absolutely crazy.
I believe the EU actually stepped in, right? And
If they
They
haven't,
won.
they're going to have to do that pretty soon. The problem is, like, and we're talking politics now on the show, the reason they're not stepping in is because Russia really doesn't want them to, and Russia has a vested interest in the Ukraine right now, and they've actually lent them a bunch of money to try and secure that interest. So yeah, it's not good. It is not good at all over there. I'm hoping that things do get resolved and that we don't have any further bloodshed, because people died during that. It's
yeah, almost
absolutely
I think
horrible.
over 100 people.
Yeah. Well,
Died.
that's bloody depressing, isn't it? Never mind.
Bloody and depressing.
Yeah, that's why it's topical, but that's why we don't talk about politics on the internet. It's really a very bad idea. But Bly is in the game, and he's going to be taking it to Vortex here in a Zerg versus Zerg. Question is, can Bly force the Ace match from this position? Ace is currently down 2-1, and Vortex looking to close it out here. And I've heard rumors that, we could see a very powerful player out in the Ace match for Acer. So, yeah. I have no idea where this is going to go, but...
There's so many of them. There's MMA,
Yeah.
there's Innovation, and Scarlet. So what do you know that we don't know?
Oh, I know many things, Rhett. I know many things. I have to keep it secret for the time being, of course, but it could be very exciting if it gets to that point. But here we go. Zerg versus Zerg on Wrecking Ball. Bly versus Vortex. Bly the last man standing at the moment to try and prevent a 3-1 from Mousebots. Can he force it to a 2-2 and force the Ace match? This we will find out very shortly as we're loading into this. Hopefully Bly will load a little quicker than he downloaded the map.
His computer seems to be up to standards. So I think we're going to be fine getting into this game.
Yep.
He is running into a super strong Zerg player, possibly the best European Zerg player of this moment in Vortex. So he's got a heavy task in front of him.
That he does, and I realized I forgot to switch my interface back, so you'll have to deal with the default interface, guys. I am very sorry about that. However, here we go. To the north position here on Wrecking Ball in the Yellow Trunks, playing Zerg. It's the one and only Mousesports Vortex. Versus his opponent to the south position, the last man standing for Team Acer in the Red Trunks playing Zerg. It's Acer Bly.
And do you think that, considering the fact both teams actually sent out a Zerg on this map, that this should be a Zerg favored map, or is it just a little bit random?
So far, we've seen both of the Clan Wars play ZVZ on this map. So, they may know something that I don't. I believe that there is... I think that Zerg kind of like it, because to the left and the right of the main base, respectively, you probably can't see them yet, but there are 6 neutral missile turrets. And any attempt to drop from that angle or harass via the sky will be pretty much instantly shut down.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty
Wow.
brutal. You can't see them
Wow.
yet. It's just the way that the map is set up. Until they're scouted, you will not be able to see them on the observer thing. I believe there's something we can change in the code that will fix that, but for the moment, you're going to have to just trust me that they're there. If you go to the right of Bly's base, you'll notice there are 6 square platforms. Each
Yeah.
of those has a neutral missile turret on it. And
So it's kind of like, hey guys, just go ahead and go swarm host, because you're not going to be able to be harassed anyways. So
yeah, I think so.
maybe that's why both sides like
Pick
playing
Zerg.
Zerg on this map.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. We saw a fairly defensive style from Bjol during the EG versus Iron match, but unfortunately it was defeated by the Overlord Magnet, which was able to bring the Queens out of position, then 56 Speedlings rushed in and ended the game. But yeah, we could see that. What I might be interested to see is whether or not we actually see Terran on this map, because there are actually neutral add-ons. You can probably see them on the map here. There's a neutral reactor and a neutral tech lab, which, if I recall correctly, can actually be used by Terran players. So I don't know whether or not we'll see a Terran attempt that in a future clan war, but it would be kind of cool if they did.
It's kind of crazy and interesting as well. So far in this game, it looks like Bly did go for 15 hatch and a very quick geyser, so he's probably got the slight edge in his game. But Vortex went for a 15 pool, a little bit more of a safe approach, and will get his gas as well. So he's also going to be able to go Speedlings, just a little bit slower than Bly, but he will not give up full map control to Bly. So for now, Bly got a little bit better of the build, and Bly is a player who loves to go 2-base Mutalisk, so we'll have to see if that's what he's going to go for here. Or perhaps he wants to use his slight gas advantage for a very early Baneling attack, which is also possible.
I would expect to see maybe a Baneling attack. The problem with going Mutalisk on this map does come in those turrets, because you only have limited ways out of the base. You can't, if, say, Bly attacked the base of Vortex in the main, wanted to get out to the left, he can't do that safely. He'll lose almost all of his Mutalisks trying to do it. So he has more limited options, and the airspace around can be, you know, it's not that great. If you look to the top of the map, the airspace is very limited, but there are some pretty significant gaps between the bases that you could exploit. So that's kind of intriguing.
And Mutalisk also still gives you a ton of map control, which allows you to take a faster base, so you don't necessarily have to go in. But Bly did make 4 Zerglings, which is rather unusual. Vortex will be able to defend against this. And both players so far just getting that Baneling nest, and I don't think Vortex is really open to any kind of timings here. So hopefully, looks like both players will probably just transition into a lot of drones and then possibly a lair without doing any kind of early attacks. Vortex does send out a Ling here to scout a little bit. He knows that those 4 Lings could be morphed into Banelings, which is very scary. And now actually 10 Zerglings on the way for Bly and a second gas. And he's already up to 200 gas, and he's not getting a lair, so it looks like he wants to do a big Baneling all in here.
Yeah, we're actually seeing this play out fairly similar to the way that Suppy versus Bjol did, where you have the aggressor on the south side of the map, and then the defender who actually goes for roaches. But Vortex does have Banelings this time around, which is something that Bjol did not have. And Bjol relied on a wall-off, which he then opened for some reason. So that really screwed him over there. But I think Vortex is going to have a much better time defending against this than Bjol did.
Yeah, but there's already 4 Banelings right now at Vortex Natural, and Vortex will have to micro this very, very well. 2 of the Banelings blow up, and 2 more get into the mineral line. Wow.
Surprised Vortex allowed that to happen. I mean, it is pretty much a straight shot to that mineral line, so it's difficult to block off without putting a building there, and I think Vortex has realized that his placement might not be good, and Bly is looking to do more damage. Here he comes in with yet more Banelings. He's taking out the economy. There's the GG! Very quick and to the point, and Bly forces the ace match.
Wow. And Vortex just kind of rolls over and dies there, doesn't put up too much of a fight. Kind of surprised to see him go for that Roach Warren. It kind of looked like he wanted to go for a Roach Baneling attack himself. But because of that, he was left rather open to that swell of Zerglings of Bly. And Bly showing off his trademark style to go for a lot of early attacks. And it proves he almost ended that faster than it took him to actually join the lobby. So
I think he actually did. That was ridiculously fast. And now we have an ace match coming out. It's 2-2, which is really exciting. So what we have given is the teams 5 minutes to choose their race, and then if we're looking at different servers, we're going to have to coin flip to find out which server it's going to be played on. So we'll see who chooses who. Acer, will they bring Scarlet out? They can. Scarlet hasn't been played in this match yet, or will they decide to bring out one of their Korean players? And who does Mouse Sports pick from this position? I mean, you'd think, assuming that Deer's awake and ready to go, that they'd bring Deer out again.
Yeah, I think Deer is by far Mouse's ace player, so I would be super surprised to not see Deer. And, you know, whoever... I think maybe, yeah, Scarlet could be a good choice against